Well, 2023 was really the year where the India story became more and more accepted around the world as something that is going to shape not just the Indian economy and the lives in the future of 1.4 billion people in this part of the world, but also the global economy in general. Because yes, this was the year when it became almost a common perception in every corner of the world that India is going to continue to grow 6%, 7%, maybe faster than that. Fifth largest economy in the world already. India almost certainly will become the third largest economy in the world in just a few years. And that particular story and the economic changes that are unfolding as a result of it is something that is going to be really important for us to track. Now, what was the reason for this? Why is all of this happening? Well, I would like to draw your attention to one thing in particular. And I do believe we saw this really playing itself out in 2023. Within the India story is something called the India infrastructure story. And that's been a really important factor of everything that's happening with the Indian economy. Let's remember, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, we used to keep talking about infrastructure as something that was holding India back. Now, that infrastructure is starting to push India. And you can see it all around you in physical forms and in digital forms. You can see it in the roads that are coming up, in the airports that are being built, in the airplane orders that are being done, in the new railway lines that are going forward. Urban renewal. Well, yes, urban renewal could still go a long way. We need to fix things like air pollution, but there is some urban renewal that is happening in various quarters of it. And then, in addition to that entire physical infrastructure that we are seeing is the digital infrastructure, which is fast becoming one of the best in the world, especially when it comes to things like UPI or the India stack. So yes, the India story had a great year in 2023 in economic terms. The India infrastructure story also had a fantastic year, which is why during the year we got the chance to catch up with the men who are driving the India infrastructure story, the cabinet ministers who are in charge. And we heard in their own words how it is happening. The expressways that you have built are quite, even the international press is now talking about them. What do you think is the secret for it? Because people said a country like India cannot build roads like this.
Actually, frankly speaking, we need to develop good industry, capital investment. Without that, we cannot eradicate poverty. Because for creating industry, we need water, power, transport and communication. Without this infrastructure, we don't have employment potential. And without employment potential, we cannot eradicate the poverty. So development of infrastructure is the most important priority for the government. And Prime Minister Modi ji has given highest priority for that. And it is a really great thing that we are developing the road infrastructure. And it's my estimate that in the end of 24, it will be equivalent to the road infrastructure of USA. And
in quality or quantity?
Yeah, it's quality and quantity also. We have 6 world record in this year. Actually, we have highest road network of national highway in the world. And we are now, the way in which we are developing the road infrastructure, the quality, using the best technology, using the best material. We are using municipal solid waste. In the Delhi Ring Road too, we have used already 20 lakh ton of municipal waste. In Ahmedabad-Dolero Express Highway, we are using 20 lakh ton of waste from Ahmedabad. So way in which we want to protect ecology and environment, at the same time we want to develop the good road infrastructure, and we are doing for that. We are making tunnels of 2,50,000 crore. We are only making works in Kashmir of 1 lakh crore. We are making the road construction of 5 lakh crore in Northeast, Assam, Arunachal, Meghalaya, Tripura, everywhere. So all part of the India, we are given priority for that. And our budget is also good. At the same time, we are raising fund from the market. We don't have any resources problem. And 100% we will make it with international standard.
I remember interviewing you in 2014, and you had said, I'm going to increase the speed of road construction from 6 or 7 kilometers to 30. And I was almost, you said, watch, we're going to do it, and I didn't believe it. And then it started to happen. And now, of course, critics would say there's some difference between single lane and multiple lane. Is the speed now of road construction much higher than it was earlier?
Actually, when we calculate the construction of the road as per lane is concerned, it is the same. Previously, the same system was there with the international system. And today also, the same system, we are going by that. And today, we have already, now if to last year, we have 38 kilometers. And we are now, for this year also, we will try to maintain that. But this year, because of rains and COVID's impact is there. But still, we will have a good record construction. And we are trying to increase it to make it more for that.
I was just explaining to our viewers who are sometimes looking at India, and this is also going out internationally a lot, and trying to understand what exactly is happening. If you could just explain to us the strategy behind this. So once there was the Golden Quadrilateral, that was there. Then you said, okay, they're going to be national highways. Now there are these expressways coming up, which are access controlled and the speed goes up to 120. And then there's Bharat Pariyojana. So if you could just explain what's the strategy that you're following?
Actually, at the time when I taken charge as the minister, the national highway length was 98,000 kilometers. Presently, it is 1,48,000 kilometers. We have taken the Bharatmala 1, that is of, the project is of 24,000 kilometers, and the cost of the project is 30 lakh crores. So, now we are already have completed some of the road and already the construction is going on. We now want to start Bharatmala 2. It is with the cabinet approval. And the most important thing I will tell you, when I was shipping minister, there was Sagarmala. My budget was 1,000 crore, and by using that budget, we have taken the program of Sagarmala of 16 lakh crore, and out of which, on the port strength, the 12 major port we have at that time, and we have completed project more than 10 lakh crores. So we raised the funds from the market, capital market, and that is the reason we don't have money problem. My total income is 40,000 crore per year, and next end of 24 it will be 1,40,000 crore.
So you're saying that the roads are being built, but the funds are not necessarily coming from the taxpayer.
Already I'm giving you the example. Our budget is good. It is 2,18,000 crore. It's to be a very big budget. But still we can add 2 to 3 lakhs from the capital market. We are raising, we are monetizing the road. I'm giving the example. In our InvIT model, we are just going for Mumbai Stock Exchange for raising funds for our InvIT project. The time was prescribed for 10 days. But in the first day, 7 hours, our bond issue was subscribed 7 times more. That was the response from the investor, because it's a success story, and we are giving return to the people 8.5%, and that is to be, interest will be given every month in their account. The retired people, the pensioners, the service people, they have an opportunity to get the return on their investment 8.5% per year, and they will get the interest every month in their account.
Did I hear you saying that the toll income is going to go from 40,000 crore rupees to north of 100,000
yes,
crore?
Yes. I'm just telling you about the express highway. It is very important. It's a big list. We are making green express highway also. First of Delhi-Mumbai express highway, the size is 1,386 kilometers. Cost of this road is 1,02,000 crore. 64% work has already completed. Then other is Ahmedabad-Dholera, 109 kilometers. The cost of the project is 5,000 crore. 28% work is already completed. The Bangalore-Chennai, presently it takes 5 hours. It will be 2 hours from Bangalore to Chennai. From Delhi to Mumbai, presently it is 48 hours. It will be 12 hours. And from Ahmedabad to Dholera, it will be half hour. So
Delhi to Dehradun, you told me it's going to be 2 hours.
2 hours. Delhi to Dehradun, Haridwar 2 hours.
Chennai.
Delhi to Chandigarh 2.5 hours. Delhi to Jaipur 2 hours. Delhi to Amritsar 4 hours. Delhi to Katra 6 hours. Delhi to Srinagar 8 hours. And now we have just completed the project from Mysore to Bangalore. Presently it's for 4 hours. Now it is 1 hour.
do you genuinely feel that we are going to be in a situation 2 years, 3 years, 4 years from now where India will be a major international aviation hub and Indian airlines, various Indian airlines, will be global standard airlines, and that's what people should be flying, especially when they're coming to India?
Absolutely. I think we are already the third largest domestic aviation market in the world. We have grown from 6 crore flyers in 13-14 to almost 14.5 crore flyers today. So we've more than doubled the market in the last 8 or 9 years, COVID notwithstanding. On the international side, we are at roughly 6 crore flyers, so we are at roughly 20.5 crore flyers. I see this growing to 40 crores over the next 4 to 5 years. So that's the potential of the market. We have grown our fleet size from 400 in 13-14 by almost 75% to 700. With these large orders of Air India and Indigo and Akasa and SpiceJet, I'm looking at a capacity addition of at least another 1,000 to 1,300 planes over the next 5 to 8 years. So I see our fleet going to 2,000 in the next 7 to 8 years. And therefore, yes, India will be a major market, not only for Asia, but for the world. Also do remember, Vikram, that when we talk about an industry, we talk about the market. And when we talk about the market, we talk about penetration. And if you look at penetration in India, when we talk about 14.5 crore flyers, it includes many people like yourself and me who make multiple trips in a year. So if you distill that and you actually look at discrete travelers in the country, that number is not going to be more than roughly about 3 to 4 crores in a country of a population of 130 crores. So what's your penetration rate today? It's hardly 3%, 3 to 4%. So therefore, you've got 96% to go. And today, people are yearning to travel by air. And therefore, the connectivity that the Prime Minister has provided through UDAN, where we have put up airports which were obliterated from the civil aviation map almost 50 years ago, places like Jharsuguda in Orissa, Rupsi in Assam, Kishangarh in Rajasthan, Darbhanga, which are now providing customers ranging between 50,000 to 5.5 lakhs per year from these satellite tier 2, tier 3 airports.
As you look at what's happening right now, especially when it comes to artificial intelligence, are you also getting the sense that we are at a tipping point?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think there's absolutely no doubt. There's incontrovertible evidence that generally the world of technology, and in particular these areas like artificial intelligence, we have reached a point where we have in a sense transformed from where there were discourses that were outliers to normal conversations, to being completely centered around everything that we say and think and do about the future. And certainly one of the areas that is galloping leaps and bounds and accelerating at a very, very rapid pace is AI and learning in particular, and the role and the influence of AI on the internet, on the tech space as we know it or as we knew it.
The other question, of course, coming from an India point of view, I've also had the chance to speak to Pedro Domingos, who wrote the master algorithm.
Of course.
He said it seems to be a race between the USA and China right now, but countries like India have a chance. And I'm sure you feel that we have more than a chance, and that as India, we should be one of the pioneers and the leaders in AI and really have a lot of the engineers are there. The two companies doing the most in it, both of them are Indian origins. So
yeah, no, look, I have absolutely no doubt in my mind, and I'm not saying this because I want to be bombastic or nor is this political rhetoric, that India will be a significant pole in the universe of AI going forward.
But if we just turn to some of the specifics, one of the clear things that I think India has gone ahead of most countries in the world it's in digital technologies, and specifically the India stack. That's something that your ministry has also been driving. Are you hearing a lot of buzz about the India stack, and is that being perceived as something that gives India a technological edge?
So you're right. People are recognizing the reforms that Prime Minister Modi ji did in the telecom sector. We met some senior telecom global leaders recently, and one of the global leaders actually said that he has not seen anything like this in his entire lifetime. So that's a very big statement. I mean, a global technology, telecom technology firm saying that what's happening in India has not been, I mean, he has not seen that kind of excitement, that kind of work anywhere in his entire lifetime. So that's a big statement on what Prime Minister's reform program is today delivering in the telecom sector.
The other place, of course, where India's story played itself out in interesting manners on the global stage was how India was actually handling its relations with the rest of the world. The balancing act that some called it, strategic autonomy, which is what India calls it. How is India managing its relations with Russia, while at the same time being a close strategic partner of the West? You had that grand reception for Narendra Modi at that state dinner, which we saw in the United States, but at the same time, relations were maintained with other countries such as Russia, and then, of course, in the Middle East. How is India going to balance its relations between Arab countries and Israel? So all of this did play itself out in 2023 in a rather dramatic fashion. But also, India got a chance in 2023 to stamp its mark on the global stage because of a couple of very important developments. Yes, the presidency of G20, which was a very major factor. And India had to try and get some sort of a consensus when the G20 summit actually took place in New Delhi.
Being the voice of the global south, to bring all the developmental issues up front, to be, as the Prime Minister said, very human-centric in our approach, and to focus on all our key priorities has been the primary aim. And all through the year, in our ministerials, we have pushed all these issues up front. We have brought them center stage. And we've pushed the India narrative, we pushed the ambition, we've pushed all our key priorities. Those are important for us. Driving strong, sustainable, inclusive growth is the key task of G20.
At the end of the year, we also had COP28. Climate change, which is one of the major factors and major problems that is really confronting the world right now. India got a chance to try and be a part of the solution, not part of the problem. And we did hear from the person in charge, the Minister for Environment, Bhupendra Yadav, in this very special exclusive interview on the sidelines of COP28. But at a macro level, we are still falling short. So there is still reason to be concerned, because as a planetary level, at the COP level, we're still not getting to where we would like to be right now.
You see, every country who is giving their national contribution. You know, the national communication, which we are going to be filed in this COP also, our third national communication. The national communication prepared by the country on the basis of some points. First, the total capacity of that nation, their greenhouse emission, their mitigation effort, their adaptation effort, their research, initiative, policies, and all these things. We are also going to be submit our third national communication in this COP also. India is the country which is having a total land area of the world, 2.3% land area of the world. But we are having a population of 17%. You compare what is our lifestyle and what is our contribution to that. We have a 17% of population of the world, and our carbon emission is 4 to 5%. If you counted the 17% population of developed countries, their carbon emission is 60%. So that is the contribution of India. Even our historical contribution is 5%. Our per capita consumption is less than 1/3 of the world average. That is the contribution of India. Apart from this thing, you will find the other thing also. Because of our development need, our energy resources and energy capacity is increasing. But if you compare to last 9 years, our per capita GDP emission is reduced.
We're just staying with that international theme for a couple of minutes more. If you look ahead at 2024, what's particularly noteworthy are the number of elections that are likely to come up. Bangladesh, of course, then you're going to have Russia, you're going to have perhaps Pakistan, and then the big one, United States. In the middle of this, of course, India also has elections. Now, one of the interesting things, though, that seems to be playing itself out, and that's probably good news from an Indian point of view, is the fact that there's increasingly bipartisan consensus on the fact that it's important to maintain good relations with India. So whoever wins, this person or that person, by and large, relations should be on an even keel. Now, not always, of course. In 2023, we did see elections in the Maldives and somebody won who is seen as being pro-China and not very pro-India, but that's likely to be, we hope, an exception to the rule. Hey, look at even countries like the United Kingdom, which probably is going to be going for elections in 2025, could be advanced to 2024. We did hear this here in this exclusive India story, exclusive from the person who's the head of the Labour Party, saying clearly we are pressing the reset button. If Labour does win, we'll have a very different relationship with India. So listen to this, and let's hope that this is the sort of theme that we're going to continue to hear all across the world. So, Kate, great to be talking to you. You seem to have just made a very major policy speech where you're saying a Labour government under your prime ministership would really be viewing India as a strategic partner, will be breaking from the shadows of the past and trying to build a strategic relationship.
Yeah, strategic relationship is exactly the right description. A UK-India strategic partnership, which can bring with it economic security, really important, but also climate security and global security. So we're talking about something which is truly strategic, truly a partnership, looks forward, not backwards, recognises our shared history that we have, but actually looks at a modern India and a modern UK and the next chapter of the journey that we can take together.
But when you're saying, is there a signal there that the Labour Party is also pressing a reset? Because sometimes it seemed as if the Labour Party is not as keen on India as maybe some of the other parties are and has its own hesitations. Certain controversies have happened in the past over questions like Kashmir, which you changed just after you took over as the head of the Labour Party. Is there a reset button that you're pressing?
I think reset is the right word, and as you describe. But it's not a narrow question. It's actually a broader question. You know, as we look at modern India, look at modern UK, we face global challenges in relation to the climate, the economy. We've just been through COVID, and both India and the UK helped massively with the rollout of the vaccine. There are things now that I think have changed the context and allow us to say we move forward from here, as I say, looking forward, not backwards.